A truck pulls up to an empty lot. 10 minutes later, there's a house standing there. No crew of 20 guys. No nail guns going for 6 months. Just walls, floors, and a roof unfolding like origami. This isn't a concept video. This is happening right now, in 2026. And today I'm showing you the tiny houses that basically assemble themselves. How fast they actually go up, what they really cost, and which ones are legit versus which ones are just hype. Welcome to Tiny Home Reveal. Discover hidden rooms, smart designs, and unbelievable tiny homes from around the world. Let's get started. If self-building, flat pack, and 3D printed homes are as wild to you as they are to me, hit subscribe right now, because I'm about to show you a house that gets printed by a robot in under 48 hours, and it's cheaper than most people's cars. So let's set expectations first, because Builds itself covers 3 genuinely different technologies, and they are not the same thing. Type 1. Fold out and Accordion Homes. These arrive on a flatbed truck fully built at the factory, then physically unfold. Walls, floor panels, even ceilings expanding outward like a pop-up book, until the full structure is standing. Some designs only need a single handheld drill to lock everything into place. Type 2. Flat pack kit homes. These arrive as pre-cut, pre-labeled panels, walls, roof trusses, floor sections, shipped in a container or on a truck, then assembled on-site by a small crew, sometimes in as little as a few days, without needing specialized construction machinery. Type 3. 3D printed homes. This is the one people find hardest to believe. An industrial-sized printer, following a digital blueprint, extrudes a cement-based mixture layer by layer, building an entire wall system in under 2 days, sometimes under 24 hours. None of these are fully hands-off. Every single one of them still needs human specialists for plumbing, electrical, windows, and doors. But compared to a traditional multi-month stick-built home, the difference in speed is honestly staggering. Let's start with the wildest one to actually watch happen: the folding, accordion-style prefab. One well-known example is a folding cabin system that expands from a compact, transportable box into a home over 600 square feet. Bigger than a lot of traditional tiny houses, complete with expandable storage and reconfigurable internal walls. The entire ceiling, floor, and wall structure fold outward like an accordion and can be folded back up again if you ever need to relocate the whole house. Setup reportedly only requires a battery-powered drill. These units can also be upgraded with solar panels and off-grid systems, and they're increasingly being used not just as homes, but as mobile offices, clinics, and shops. Because if a structure can fold itself into a movable box, it's useful for a lot more than just living in. The catch: this convenience comes at premium. Units like this can start north of $100,000, which is significantly more than a comparable stick-built tiny home. You're paying for engineering and mobility, not just square footage. If a fully folding house feels like overkill, flat pack kits are the more grounded option, and there are a lot of really compelling ones on the market right now. One popular design ships as a simple shell, walls, windows, and exterior finishes that a small installation team can put up in about a week with no heavy machinery required, leaving the interior completely open for the buyer to finish however they want. Another flat pack option takes minimalism even further, arriving pre-made from the factory and shippable virtually anywhere in the world by truck, ship, or even helicopter, with on-site installations sometimes taking as little as 1 to 3 days. And on a more budget-conscious end, some flat-pack tiny home kits start at a range of $10,000 to $20,000 for the base shell, before you add electrical, plumbing, or interior finishing, which makes them one of the most accessible entry points into self-assembling housing if you're comfortable doing some of the work yourself. The honest trade-off here is that flat-pack doesn't always mean finished. A lot of these kits ship as a shell only, walls, roof, windows, and you're on your own or hiring separately for insulation, plumbing, electrical, and interior build-out. Read the fine print on what's actually included before you get excited about a low sticker price. Okay, but here's the one that actually broke my brain a little when I found it. A house that's built entirely by a robot, in less time than it takes to binge a TV series. Stick around, because the cost on this one might be the most surprising number in this whole video. This is the technology everyone's talking about in 2026, and for good reason. Here's how it actually works. An industrial 3D printer follows a digital blueprint and dispenses a cement-based mixture through a nozzle, building up walls layer by layer. Some companies are experimenting with alternative materials too, including recycled plastics, bioresins, and even hempcrete. Now let's talk real, documented examples, because the range here is huge. One Japanese construction startup built a compact one-bedroom home for roughly $37,600, with the entire structural print completed in about 44 hours. The house includes a bedroom, bathroom, and an open kitchen living space, enough for one person or a couple to live comfortably. And the company's founder has been quoted saying the goal is a house that costs about as much as a car. A California-based company has developed a 3D printing process using recycled plastic, things like water bottles and food containers combined with a fiberglass reinforced resin, to produce completed tiny homes for around $35,000, cutting down dramatically on both cost and traditional building materials. On the larger scale end, one of the biggest names in construction printing has said it can produce an economy-sized 600 to 800 square foot building shell in about 24 hours for as little as $4,000. Though that number reflects only the printed shell itself, not finishing costs like plumbing, electrical, or interior work. And just recently, a fully non-towable, 3D printed tiny house in Luxembourg was completed on an oddly shaped, narrow leftover lot. The kind of parcel most traditional builders would reject, in about a week of printing time, aimed specifically at using awkward infill land the city couldn't otherwise build on. Here's the important honest caveat. Multiple industry sources place the actual cost savings of 3D printing at somewhere between 10 and 30% compared to traditional construction. Significant, but not the 90% miracle some headlines imply. And the printed structure, walls and floor, usually represents only 15 to 30% of total build cost. The rest is the same finishing work every house needs: roofing, plumbing, electrical, windows, and interior fit-out. There's a fourth category worth mentioning too, sitting somewhere between flat pack and fully custom. Smart, fully assembled micro homes that are built completely in a factory, including interior finishes, fixtures, and even smart systems, then delivered and installed as a single, ready-to-live unit, sometimes in a single day. Some of these units are designed to be fully off-grid, arriving with integrated solar power, water purification systems, and self-contained waste treatment, meaning they need no utility hookups at all. They can be placed on raw land, a backyard, or even genuinely remote terrain, and are simply craned or trucked into position. This is arguably the most hands-off version of self-building house that exists right now. You're not assembling anything, you're just picking a spot and having it drop there. But that convenience is reflected in the price, which typically starts well above basic flat pack kits. So which of these is actually worth it? Honestly, it depends entirely on what you value most. If speed is everything and budget is flexible, the fully assembled, ready-to-live micro home wins. Nothing to build, nothing to assemble, just delivery and setup. If you want the lowest possible entry cost and don't mind doing finishing work yourself, a basic flat pack shell kit is the most budget-friendly path, especially in the $10,000 to $20,000 range for just a structure. If you're drawn to the idea of a portable, reconfigurable home that can move with you, the folding, accordion-style prefab is genuinely unique, but expect to pay a real premium for that engineering. If you want cutting-edge technology and the best documented cost efficiency at scale, 3D printed homes currently offer the most realistic middle ground. Genuine cost savings, genuinely fast build times, but still requiring the same finishing trades as any other house. None of these are magic. Every single one still needs real specialists for plumbing, electrical, and interior finishing. Builds itself describes the shell and structure, not the entire house, start to finish, with zero human involvement. Before you fall in love with a viral video of a house folding out in 10 minutes, here are 3 things to actually verify. 1. What's actually included in the price? A lot of headline prices you see online are for the shell only. Walls, roof, sometimes windows. Not a finished livable home. Always ask what's excluded. 2. Local permitting and zoning. Not every jurisdiction has caught up to 3D, printed, or flat pack construction methods yet. Some areas require additional engineering reviews simply because the method is newer, which can add time and costs you didn't budget for. 3. The finishing trades still cost what they always cost. Plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and interior finish work are priced the same whether your walls came from a printer, a factory, or a lumber yard. Don't assume the whole house will be proportionally cheaper just because the shell was fast and cheap. So there you have it. Houses that fold themselves open, kits that snap together in days, and robots that print entire homes in under 2 days. Some of it is genuinely revolutionary. Some of it is still catching up to the hype. But either way, the way we build tiny homes is changing faster than most people realize. If this blew your mind, even a little, subscribe because I cover builds like this every week. And drop a comment telling me which one you'd actually want in your own backyard. The folding house, the flat pack kit, or the 3D printed one. Would you actually live in this tiny house? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.